Hey, y'all. It is your girl, Miss Trina, with Chat with Trina. And tonight I'm continuing on my month of Black Love. And tonight my very special guests are Kenneth and Sheila Williams. And before I forget, thank you for making the choice to click in to Chat with Trina. Today, my couple are people that I've known forever and ever and ever. They know my parents. We're related. So, hey, Kenny and Sheila.
Hey,
Hello.
Trina.
How we doing?
Doing fantastic.
Mine is frog hair.
Thank you for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. Last year I had mid-seasons. I had mid-season people. So this year I had a newlywed and then I have two seasoned couples. I thought that would be cool to get some experienced people in this thing about with love. Y'all ready to get started?
Oh yeah.
I have a junior.
Yes, and y'all now talk about look-alike. Now that I think about it, you have a son that looks just like both of them look like you, but it's the youngest one that because they're twins, right?
They're twins. They're not fraternal, but he's
right.
The oldest.
One of them looks exactly like you, not the police officer.
Right.
Okay.
Kevin looks like me, and Kenny looks like his dad.
Okay, there you go. Did y'all know y'all were having twins?
Yeah.
I mean, when they told us.
They told us, you know.
Oh, so y'all found out beforehand. Y'all wouldn't have surprised them saying, oh, is one more coming?
Oh,
no, it wasn't a surprise. And right after we had twins, my cousin had triplets.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What did y'all think? What did y'all think?
Runs on both sides of
huh?
It runs on both twins.
Oh. Oh, wow. What did y'all think when y'all found out y'all was having twins? Were you scared?
No, we was happy. You know, we had two girls, and I had been praying that the good Lord bless me with one boy because I'm the last Williams to carry out the Williams name.
Oh.
So I need to have at least one male child to carry on our lineage. And the good Lord blessed me with two.
He hooked you all the way up.
Yes, he did.
Gave you two. I want to ask you, how long have y'all been married?
45 years. Been together 46, married 45.
And I was told that y'all were next door neighbors.
Yes.
I was getting ready to say, actually, we might have been together even a little longer because the families were so close. Yeah, my father was in the service and we traveled. But each time we went to California and Germany, North Carolina, my dad would bring us back because he would be stationed at Ellington Air Force Base. And so we would near Clear Lake. So whenever he brought us back, we'd move near Kenny then. So Kenny's family, we'd been knowing them since the 60s.
Yeah, say during Hurricane Carla, they lived with us. My daddy went over there and boarded up their house because their dad wasn't there. And they came and her brother and her two brothers came and all of them lived in the house with us. Then they moved right next door. And she got signed. So I kind of married a snotty-nosed kid next door.
No. Well, I have to ask this because lots of times when people were neighbors or went to school together, they didn't like each other. Did y'all like each other when y'all were little?
Never did. Well, we were friends.
Yeah,
she was like a sister.
He tried to play house with me. He did.
She was like a sister.
No, he did. He wanted.
I remember when I told my mother, you know, I went to Michigan and in 1975 when I came back, my baby sister, which they were like sisters. She said, I wish you would say something to Sheila. I said, why? I said, she worried me to death about you. So I went and took her out that one night and we've been together ever since.
Oh, wow.
I like the way he danced. He was a good dancer. And
guess who taught me how to two-step? Your mama.
My mama? For real?
Yes, she did. He used to work with me, her and my sister, because your mother and my sister were just like sisters.
Right.
And Joanne used to work with me, teaching me how to two-step, you know, and swing out and all that. Because, hey, you know, I read it slowly.
I believe that's why I got the social butterfly from her and my Aunt Pat. I got that from them.
You see, no, Pat just got another award my cousin did.
Yeah.
That's right. You know,
I went to her award show and she left me there for 2 hours waiting until she got there. So I left.
Girl, as skinny as she was, I couldn't believe this girl was riding bulls.
Riding bulls. I've had her on the show to talk about that too. They used to tell her that she was so small, the bull couldn't feel her. That's why she could stay on.
That's right. That's what I used to say. You know, you think it was just a rope up there.
They just thought it was something sitting there.
So I know now when and where did you meet? And Sheila, are you from Houston originally though?
Yeah, I was actually born in San Antonio, and we moved, like I said, by us traveling, but we'd always come back to Houston. So pretty much, yeah. And through all the traveling, we still, our home base was still to be right here in Houston.
In Clinton Park, right? Or Fidelity?
No, Clinton
Park.
Park.
Okay.
Clinton Park.
Yeah, Pennsylvania Street on the corner.
And on 6th Street.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
6th Street in Glen Mountain.
Yeah. Matter of fact, the first home we lived in, my dad had for us was in Galena Minor on 6th Street. Yeah, and then we moved to Germany, came back and moved to Rhode Island Street.
That's the street I know.
Yes,
that's right.
That's
okay.
That's what your mama lived on.
Yeah. And then from Rhode Island, well, from Rhode Island, then we moved next door to Kenny on Pennsylvania Street.
You take my kids sometimes to the different areas where people used to live, and they just can't believe how small and all that kind of stuff. It's always fun to see their reactions.
Now that was one of the first communities built for working blacks was Clinton Park.
Really?
Yes, a lot of history.
A lot of history there. And my grandfather, when he bought the house, he said they charged it. He had to pay $50 down. He said, Kenny, and I had to borrow 25 of that.
There is so much history that people don't know about. I just chatted with a young lady who I need to talk to her about that too. She goes all over Houston and does history videos. And so I'm going to tell her to go over there. But I'm going to say this. So people, for some reason, people think that they don't know I have people that live in places. And they just be thinking I'm some bougie kid that's from, I don't know where they know I think I came from. I said, y'all don't even understand. I got people in Fidelity. I got people in Clinton. I got people in South Park. Good. So y'all don't even understand. I come with a whole army. I just don't bring them out. I said, trust and believe, if you mess with me the wrong way, I got an army back there. Because I am the first grandbaby, the first niece.
Yes. But we're glad that we part of your army.
Y'all part of our army. I just don't want to get nobody in trouble. That's the only reason I don't come get them.
That's right. Okay, we got you back.
Thank you. So did y'all have a long courtship?
Well, we were together a year, and then we got married.
Is that long?
So you get on one knee?
We lived together for a year. I remember when I went to my mother, and I told her, I said, Mom, I'm getting ready to date Sheila. She went, Sheila, that's your sister. I said, no, she ain't my sister. You know, because anytime my dad would go take my sister shopping, he'd take Sheila right along. They were just, that's where my daddy was.
Were close.
Mr. Bill.
So was you and Mamie or you and Wanda?
Mamie.
Yeah.
Mamie.
Okay.
Mamie was my best friend. Mamie was yeah. Oh. And Kenny and I really did not start dating. We were both in college. And so that's really when we didn't talk before. When we were younger, we started talking when we both were in college at Texas Southern University. And so at that time, young people, adults, we would go out. And like I said, by the families being so close, well, we didn't mix, we'd be careful because we were out in the clubs.
Right.
So Kenny was our safeguard. That was our safety net. So we knew when he was there, we were okay. And we danced with him. So he was. What happened was he had to go to Michigan for school. He was sent there for internship in Michigan State. So he ended up being. I was missing. I was like, well, when is Kenny coming back?
Yeah.
And didn't know Mamie was sending messages back to him, and that's how when he came back from his internship.
No telephone sending messages.
Yeah,
no cell. Told me.
Yeah, did I say cell phone?
Sending messages.
No, I mean call. I mean calling. Yeah. Calling it, and telling it. And then when he came back, we just he called me, we just started dating, going out.
So were y'all hiding it from your family or it was?
Oh, no.
Oh, so they knew.
No, I wasn't hiding things.
Oh, no. You didn't hide from my mother. Lily Jones. Nothing was hidden, okay?
And Lorene Williams either. Bill Williams either. No, everybody knew what was going on. But it took a community to raise a kid then.
Right.
Nowadays, everybody be scapegoating and all that, but it wasn't about nothing. Didn't do the right thing out there in the hood. We had a lady lived across the street from us named Miss Barbara, had a beauty shop. Look here, if you walked in that door and didn't speak, She had a big black comb. She'd tear your butt up. Your mama sitting there, she could sit back out that door. You speak when you come in this house. You was taught to respect people. Now it's abuse. No, but the police can beat you to half to death and come arrest me for whipping my kid.
Yeah, no, we didn't have to sneak. We didn't, it was, we told our parents we were dating, and it kind of went from there. We just couldn't get enough of one another. We would I'd be at his place or he'd be at my place. And it was like, finally, we were like, every day. He even had a roommate, which I don't know if you knew him, but that's Reverend Lee's brother, Thurman. Him and Kenny were roommates.
Yeah. My buddy since kindergarten.
Yeah. And
we worked at the men's clothing store together, had TV commercials together and all of that. We were modeling together, and we were just partners, and we played the same fraternity, Omega Psi Phi together,
And I just saw that yesterday. I didn't know you were Omega.
Oh, yeah. And guess what? March 18th, be 50 years.
What? Well, congratulations.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm the day I got.
So y'all have a big wedding?
To us, it was a big wedding. It was pretty big. We had about, how many bridesmaids?
Well, yeah, I had 6 bridesmaids.
And I had 6 groomsmen.
Yeah, 2 flower girls. Yeah, 2 flower girls, 2 junior brides.
That's right. And her little brother was the ring bearer.
And the ring, my brother.
Who was your maid of honor?
Lois Odom. We went to school, middle school at Mac Reynolds, and then Wheatley High School. Well, she went to Wheatley,
you went to
and I went to Fur. But we stayed again back then. Families. I stayed at their house, spent the night at their house, ate at their house. We all that's how close we were to one another, the families.
Yeah. Who was the best man?
She was my
best man was Thurman Lee. Like I say, my buddy all the way from kindergarten. Yeah. I ran into my kindergarten teacher about 10 years ago, and she showed me back then it was black and white. They didn't have color pictures.
Right.
She showed me 2 black and white pictures in her wallet. She said, "You see this?" I said, "Wow, it was me and Thurman in kindergarten. Those pictures that we take for school." Yeah. She said, "I never separated these because I knew y'all would never be separated."
Oh,
and
wow, that's so cool.
We ended up being roommates in college. Like I say, we was buddies forever. I was the best man in his wedding. He had 3 brothers, and they all them understood.
Because we all grew up together, It's like we were all, and we're still friends with all of them now.
Mm-hmm.
And that does not happen nowadays,
Oh Lord, I say my Norman, his brother, he and I became deacons at the church, St. Matthew. Mm-hmm. Now Norman's got pastor, and I'm just a deacon with a sign on my back, Christ at work, But you know how.
Did anybody get on one knee? Ken, did you get on one knee?
To propose to her?
I don't.
I ran back and hit it in the chest with a ring and say, "You got it." No. No, I just proposed to her.
We were actually staying together.
We were living together.
Had y'all talked about it already?
Huh?
Y'all had already talked about it though?
Yeah, we was living together, you know what I mean?
So y'all hadn't.
We lived together for a year in an apartment.
Yeah.
And then we went up and did the right thing, you know what I mean? Because hey, she wasn't going nowhere. I gotta.
You had locked her down. She had locked her down.
And both of us. You had to tickle lock on me too as well.
When did you know that Sheila was the one?
But the first night we went out, because I always had, she was the type of woman that I would want to be with. Okay. Mm-hmm. She had respect for herself, and she respected others, and she respected me as well. Mm-hmm. Plus, I knew her as a friend.
Right.
Once you get married, you hear people say, "Man, it's 50-50. No, it's not 50-50. It's 100 and 100. Because if you give it up 50, who the other 50 going to?
Facts.
It's 100 for me, and I'm 100 for you. That's what we got to be. And that's what.
Do you think that's one of the issues that we have nowadays, that people don't tend to be friends first before getting married?
Well,
I do. I definitely do.
It could very well be. But, you could get friendly. But the thing is, what they really need to do is get God in their lives. That's the main thing. When we joined church, right after we got married, wasn't too much longer after that, we joined St. Matthew.
Oh,
and that's right. And the 2 people that it was like 6 of us got married the same year.
Really?
The 2 people that are still with the same woman that they got married to. both go to St. Matthew Missionary Baptist Church.
Is one of them Reverend Lee?
Reverend Lee and Bessie and me and Sheila. You know, all of us got married in 1976.
Really makes a big difference, because when you're in a marriage, I tell people all the time, there's no such thing as a perfect marriage. And anybody say that, the truth is not in them. You're going to have ups and downs, but what are you going to do when those ups and downs occur? We've had many over the 45 years. As you know, we even lost a daughter.
Right.
And that was such a tragedy. And that was, you start to look back and wonder, well, what did you do? And, you know, exactly, you know, but however, by us having such a close relationship with God and the word of God teaches you, you know, how to live through these things. And we had it, and thank God for it. And we believe it. We don't just play it. We don't just
and right now we're raising our grandbaby.
I'm
telling you, I never thought I'd be getting ready to be 69 years old raising a 9-year-old.
I've seen Sheila dressed up in, what did I see? You must have went to a 90s. I don't know what the little party was, but you were dressed up in something. I was like, look at Sheila.
Oh yeah,
look at Afro.
No, I think she
was have on a like a.
Was that with your baby? Was that with Charlie?
Yeah,
we were visiting another church home, and and it was a women's outing. Matter of fact, and we have fun. We still do. You know,
look like you have a good time.
I love her. God just really, it was like a void that God filled, because I didn't know I'm gonna make it without when I just the fact that it's my daughter, Kanisha. Oh my God, she was my joy. And then it was like looking at Carly, it was like immediately it was like God just said, he said, I feel that void, and I accept that. I truly do believe that.
And her oldest son, Champ, he is doing so well. He lives with his dad. They had two separate fathers.
Okay.
He lives with his dad. This boy's gotten letters from colleges to come play football, and he's an honor.
So we close to the close,
And he got green eyes like his pawpaw.
Oh, for real? He's gonna be a lady killer. What grade is he?
He's 16.
Oh, 16. Okay. Wow.
He's a junior in high school.
I remember seeing him being a little boy. I didn't realize time has flown.
I'm telling you, don't wait on nobody, sis.
Don't wait on nobody. So what made you know that Kenny was the one besides his green eyes?
You know something, Trina? You know what's so funny about it all? I never really paid the eyes wasn't the catcher for me. It was him, because I want, you know, like as a young woman, my thing was I want somebody I can trust. I want somebody for security. I want to know that he's going to be there. And because I just refused to have children, and then the marriage break up, and then you know, it's like, so I told him, I said, before we have children, we have to be married. And that's exactly what we did. We married that way. So then we started having babies, and then they were like
we was married 5 years before we had a kid.
Really? So y'all got to enjoy yourselves.
Yes, and we did.
I think that's another thing people should do more when they get married. Have some time for each other.
Yes, you need that. You really do. Even it doesn't make it perfect now.
Right.
I tell you, that situation, because you never know about life. You don't know what's going to happen. But it gives you the opportunity to still spend some time with each other and romance each other,
Right.
And I think that is so important before the children comes, because when those children when them little feet start petting, then it's on.
Busy.
It's back to work. Yes.
I tell young moms sometimes to make sure that you cherish every little millisecond, because right now I've had a tough time with emptiness. I tell everybody it was tough for me because I did everything, even travel. I don't have anybody to travel with, so because I've always traveled with my kids, so I'm trying to figure out how to travel without them. But because they kicking me to the curb now. But it was funny because I just being with your kids so much. People would say, well, you shouldn't hold on to your kids that much and be with them that often when they're that young, because when they get older. But I cherish those moments. I miss them. I wish I right now could take somebody to practice right now.
Yes. You
Or
know,
take
and
somebody, go
don't
to the PTA meeting.
yes. Hey,
Come on by and get Carly.
Carly's here.
Carly's there.
She loved to
I
go.
just- yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, the children, you never get tired of being with your children. We
You-
love being with ours.
Yeah, and I miss it, but I have to, you know, they kind of have made me go on and do something else. My colleague, well, what you doing? I got plans. I always heard, don't go to bed angry. Now, do y'all agree with that, or do you think it's unrealistic?
That's what the word of God says.
And he's
Okay.
always
He
said,
said, don't fall asleep with anger.
but
I
I'm
know.
reading, but I'm guilty.
You know.
I'm guilty of it because and then I'd be laying there like, oh my goodness, I forgot what he said. We're not really supposed to go to bed. And
Right.
you know something, I think it's something that couples, you should do that. You should not go to bed. I think if you make up before you go to bed, I think it does make it will make your marriage a lot better.
And if you, like I said, if you give it 100 on both sides, what are you mad with each other about? It's stuff that you're making up in your mind. Check yourself. A lot of times people don't want to check themselves because you're going to believe you before you believe somebody else. And a lot of times you have to watch that. That's when Satan is getting in there. Don't let him get in there. You know, they say follow your first mind. Why they say follow your first mind? Because that's the Holy Spirit talking to you.
Really?
But what do we normally do?
Yeah.
The Holy Spirit won't only tell you what you're doing is wrong. He'll tell you what's going to happen if you do it. You know, and what do we do? Well, I ain't going to hurt nobody but myself. Well, hurting myself is the body of the house of the Holy Spirit.
Right.
So he said, Holy Spirit said, don't tear my house down. Don't hurt yourself. That's not an excuse. Just do what I ask you to do what I tell you to do, and everything will be smooth.
You have to forgive one. That's so important. It's that forgiveness. You have to, you know, and there's something Ken said earlier about the 100%. I had a young man ask me not too long ago, same questions that you asking. And I told him, I says, in a marriage, it's no such thing as 50-50. It's not give and take. It's give and give. You always look to see if you know that you are not getting along, there's some conflict, what can you do to make that person soften up? Right. To make that, you know, and so you have to be humble regardless. You know, you have it's give. It's just not taking to give. Yes. The Bible teaches us about being humble. And if you don't have an humble heart, if you don't have humility, then you can't forgive through the tough times. So and what I found out is no matter what happens when we get upset with one another, I'm going to forgive him regardless because I want to have that peace. If you don't have peace within, you could have illnesses. Yes. You're sick. You stay depressed. You stay angry. And your life just constantly feels like it's falling apart. Right. And it's not worth it because I tell people, if you just wait, that you will one day see the Lord. You know, the end is going to come. So what are you going to do before the end comes? Well, I want peace and I want happiness, and I'm going to do everything I can to get that. Yeah.
And talking about being angry, a lot of times you be angry with somebody, Trent, and they don't even know it. And you, every time you see them, you all messed up, upset. You know what that's like? That's like you drinking the poison and hoping that they'll die.
Oh, yeah.
Because they don't even know you're mad with them. It ain't bothering them. It's bothering you.
They don't went on about their business.
They go on about their business because they don't even know. What they don't even know, if you telling yourself stuff, it's like, what are you talking about? You know, I've done that. You know, but like I say, you're gonna believe you. Yeah. Quicker than anything. Yeah. And that's what you understand when you got stuff like that and this deception going on. The devil is the what? The author of what? Confusion. He loves that.
People don't, you know, because I'm gonna tell you, I never will forget. And I had people constantly coming in early in our marriage, and they would say, "Oh, you and Kenny, y'all have a perfect marriage. You have a perfect marriage," and that troubled me because I knew that our marriage was not perfect. However, we had an everlasting love. We had a commitment to one another. We loved each other unconditionally. And how I knew we loved each other unconditionally, in which the word of God tell you that. You love unconditionally. because of the fact no matter what happened, we still seem to get back together again. That means we're forgiving one another, you know.
Yeah.
And so that's what I found out, that people were losing because they thought it was like a perfect. And I says, I don't want people ever to think that our relationship, we have a perfect relationship, because we don't.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I found out that you have to be careful with that, because once you, I, you know, to the point of letting them see that Ken and I, we have some conflict. We don't agree on everything. But you know what? I found out that that was such troubling to people. I found out that people cannot handle to see that conflict, and I was like, that was really, I was like, wow, you know. And I, matter of fact, I just told my brother the other day the same thing. I said, I want you to remember that we're not perfect. Nobody's perfect.
Nobody.
The word of God teaches us that we're imperfect. We make mistakes. Just because we have a conflict, don't mean we're not going to be together. We're not loving on each other.
Pin right there on submitting. Young people now, when you use that, say that word, younger people take it as like this thing to where the man got to run it, or the man have to, you know, that it's going to make them not be independent or be their true selves. What do you have to say about that? What would you tell a young person that says, oh, it says I got to submit to this man? I ain't submitting. What do you say?
Again, we're not perfect. But one thing I could say about Kitty, my partner, is that we are that. He's a partner. My husband loves to cook. He doesn't mind cooking.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't mind washing clothes. He doesn't mind cleaning up. He takes the babies when he take care of the babies better than I did. So we are team. I think that's really another thing that we really have, and we do it. I think kind of.
Everybody's worried about somebody being the boss.
That's yes.
You know, it's not about that. We are a team. We are one. Guess what? When we got married, my name didn't change to Jones. So we talking about what God did, huh? Yeah. When he made Adam and Eve, he made Adam who first. Then he made Eve from a rib.
From the rib.
To be at his side.
Right.
Came right from his side. You know, so it's a whole lot of things that people try to put into place that if you understand, that's why you got to stay in the word. If you understand what God is saying, that's the way you'll be happy. If you try to blast it out, I look at right now, all the stuff that's going on in this world right now, even down in the courthouses, how they have taken the 10 Commandments out of there. When every law that we have on the book was written behind the 10 Commandments. You know? Now, and you see the shape the world's in? Well, I'm going to tell you something, Trina.
Taking prayers out of school and all that.
Let me tell you something that touched me, that is the truth. You say being that you wear glasses, if I say you got 20/20, that means you have what? Perfect vision, right? Okay, in 2020 is when all this stuff started happening with this virus, right?
Right.
Okay. God is trying to get it, and it's worldwide. It's worldwide. God is trying to get this world 20/20 vision so everybody can keep their eyes on him where it can take care of it. He's the only somebody that can fix it.
I do believe that.
He's the only somebody that can fix it. And you know, it just blows my mind how a whole lot of kids, a whole lot of people just, you know, I tell people all the time, I say all these churches closed up, and lo and behold, Zoom, like you're on right now, Zoom opened up a church in everybody's living room.
Everybody can go.
God opened up a church in everybody's living room. Everybody.
So saying all that to say that with the pandemic, those kinds of things happen to people. Aha moments, reflecting on family, reflecting on things that you were doing and how you were moving. Now you moving in a different direction or different ways. You know what I mean? And different people that I've chatted with on my show, that's what they say. I've had the newlyweds, the pandemic pushed him to propose. They had been in a relationship for about 3 years, but the pandemic made him know, I want to be with this woman. I love this woman. It's time for me to make a move into that direction of doing the right thing. So
they enjoyed being with one another. He was learning her more. And they
and they had an opportunity because of the what do you call it? The virtual world. He lived in Dallas, she lived in Houston.
Wow.
But because of the pandemic, she was able to go there for a while, learn him and how he was. And it just kind of worked, you know? So for the pandemic, for you guys, how did you get along in the pandemic?
Okay, intimacy that we did fine.
Well,
Really?
we did fine. But I say because right now, I tell people all the time I worked 18 years at Crown Central Petroleum. I
Mm-hmm.
turned around and worked 20 years at Shell. Now, Trina, I've changed my profession. Now I'm an RN now. Yeah,
Oh.
retired Negro.
Oh, I'm like, you don't went into the whole medical field. Oh Lord, you had me fooled. Like, that was a switch.
So, so it's a blessing that I'm
Yeah.
being able to retire and get able to stay here. I used to tell people all the time. I say when I retire, I'm gonna play golf Monday, Wednesday, Friday, fish on Tuesday, and Thursday. Me and your daddy used to fish together all the time. Fish
Really?
on Tuesday and Thursday. Say, and lo and behold, here I am raising a kid. I don't get to do all that. I'm an Uber driver. Go
Oh,
pick up,
yeah, 1 hour.
go pick her up from school.
You just don't get no money for it.
I used to drive 20 miles to drop her off at school.
Now that you guys have kids again, do you guys do a date night?
No, we do not. We do not do date night. We do not do date night.
Is that a hint?
So again, that is a weak area, and so that's something that but do we?
And that
Well,
is something that our date nights could be Bible study. You know what I mean? Kind of breaking away from the old and coming into what we're talking about doing new now. Because not to display or disregard anybody, because I got a friend of mine that lives at the Red Rooster named Cecil Dutton. Me and him played football.
I know Cecil very well.
Yeah,
He'd be on there when we was in the middle of the pandemic. I'm like, dude, why are you there? But
I'm telling you, man.
Well, date night doesn't have to be the club, though.
I meant like dinner, like movies.
But let me tell you, well, we do. Let me tell you what, truthfully, it's a good thing.
It's about finding a babysitter.
Well, this is what I love about my husband. He doesn't mind grilling, so he could, some people might look at that like, well, that's not really a date night. However, it is to me. I love it. Yeah. I like the fact that he likes going on the patio. He grilled. He might do shrimp. Bro, he has some fantastic recipes that he does.
Yeah.
And so, to me, I love that. And so I'm cool with that. However, sometimes I wouldn't mind going out, but then because I love dancing, but. It's kind of okay. I'm not going to tell you I'm totally satisfied with it. We like going. Matter of fact, I think Anthony Hamilton is coming here. So yeah, so that could be a date night. Hint. So I had to get the tickets for us to go. But it's certain things like that. Now we don't do date night, but I will say things like that.
That's what I mean too. Just a night. I mean, even if the babies are there, because I love man because my ex, he still cook. For matter of fact, I need to call him because he was making me some beef tips the other day. And I got to see where they at. But so he was a good cook. But because even things like Valentines Day or something like that, I didn't need the chocolate and I didn't need all that. I used to always tell him, dude, you can get a card and write I love you in the card. That meant the world to me. Cooking for me means the world to me. I don't need I'm not gonna lie and say I don't enjoy somebody buying something for me. But what meant the world to me was because I hate cooking. Cooking me food, especially a steak and potato, I'm good with that. That's why I got this double chin.
I think you should tell your mate what you like. And sometimes my husband will tease me and he'll say, oh, it's about you, huh? It's about you. But I think to me, I don't sometimes, say, well, you've been together for so long, so you should know what I want. But things change and it's okay to open up and talk to one another and share. What do you like? What would you like? Something different. What would you want to do? Something, I think to me, and I love that. I really, sometimes I do wish he would share with me a little bit more about something that he would like to do. But my husband's old school. So he kind of like pretty much, like, what I like, the same thing back in the 70s.
Well, just remember this, women change. Sometimes the men don't, the women do change.
Yeah.
What is your favorite thing to do together? Eat and fish. Am I right?
That's right. You called it. We
So
love
during the
fishing.
quarantine, did y'all have any aha moments, any reflective moments, anything of during that time? Did anything happen different that you realized that I don't know you were missing out on or?
No, but for the mate right now, it's not about us. It's about raising our grandchild. You know what
True.
I'm saying? It's a
Yeah.
totally
Yeah.
different situation that we're in right now. It's all about staying on the same page, because like I say, the path of the righteous is straight and narrow.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got a parent sway this way, a parent sway the other way, the kid in the middle will end up being messed up.
Yeah.
We got to stay on the same track to keep them right down the middle.
Keep them going down.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what it's going to take, especially in these times, because people
These,
are calling right wrong and wrong right. You hear what I'm saying?
yes.
In the pandemic, I think again was we stayed calm. That
Okay.
was the thing. We and know and remembering our blessings.
Mm-hmm.
We knew we've been blessed. It's recognizing the blessings that God had given you. We had a
Mm-hmm.
home. We have finance. We had food. It was nothing for us to complain about.
And you know what's
And
even
when
tougher than
you're
that?
able to understand that, if you look back constantly and enjoy one another and realize again, just keep waking up every morning saying, "Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Lord.
Lord.
Yeah,
Thank
for
you
giving you
for the
another day.
blessings that you've given us."
Mm-hmm.
We were not on the street. We had even to the point of people not able to go into the doctor,
Yeah.
being able to stay healthy, eating, and something, not going to fast food. We eating what we were
Health.
cooking.
Yeah.
When you
Right.
find out
Yeah.
the weight goes
I
down.
saved so much money.
Yeah,
But I tell you something that's even
yes.
deeper than that, sis.
Was it?
Little, back in September, I had COVID.
I know that's
I had,
right.
I had already had all my shots.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you, I lost 25 pounds.
Really?
I get through anytime my fever would break, you could take my clothes and wring the water out.
Wow.
Yeah, it was that, but they
Yeah,
took care
I
of
had it
me.
for Christmas.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I had
You
it for
had your
Christmas.
booster?
I did have the, yeah, I had everything. So I was
I
good.
told them
Mine was
when I
more like
went,
a cold.
yeah, I tell you, I went and got my booster. I told them, I said, I need a booster, ooster, and a rooster if y'all got it.
I took my daddy to get his first 2 shots, and he told the nurse, "I don't need it to hurt." She was like, "Okay."
Hey,
So
it
he
blew my
hate
mind
needles.
when I went and got my first shot. This girl that gave me my shot, she said, "Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3." I say 4, 5, 6, 7. You gonna give me the shot? She said, "I'm through, Miss
I'm
Williams." I
done.
said,
Yeah, I had
so when
Pastor
I went,
Lacey on last year. I had him come on and he prayed for my show for the year. And yeah, I asked him questions. At that time, we didn't have a vaccine,
Yeah.
but he made a very good statement that I thought that I loved, and I've used it to other people. That was when the vaccine was about to come, and he was saying how we prayed and we prayed for
praise
something to help us with this virus. Then he sent us something and we rejected.
yeah, you
Like,
right.
and for me, what I thought of people, hearing him say that, but also, and I've probably said it made some people mad, but it's like, before this virus came, you told me you was of all this faith and you was of all this stuff. Well, why won't you take the vaccine now? Well, I'm scared. But you just you've been fussing at me about having faith of the mustard seed and all this stuff, and you won't even trust that he's the one that sent us this vaccine. How do you know it's not from him? So when he said that, I took that and I probably said it to the wrong people, but I actually helped 2 or 3 people that decided to move forward and get the vaccine with that.
That's
So
good.
yeah, and
Because
so he came out and said that was cool.
Yeah, you're a
That's
disciple
good.
for the word of God, and what you're doing right here with us. Helping us to bring things back to memory. Sometimes you go through life just going through the motions. Sometimes, and
Sometimes
it's
you
like,
do.
yeah,
So we're gonna play a quick game right quick. So I want y'all to turn your backs as much as you can to each other. And when I ask you the question, you point at the person who does it.
okay.
Play fair, Kenny.
What? Yeah, there you go.
Okay. You ready?
Mhm.
Who initiated y'all's very first kiss? Okay. Who apologizes after an argument first? Who apologizes first?
Me.
Okay. Who is the funny one? Yeah, we figured that. Figured that. Who's more romantic?
Me.
y'all not agreeing on that one. Who texts or calls the most?
Text and call the most, me.
Who is the most patient?
Me.
No. Oh, here's one. Who's the better cook?
Yeah.
Okay. Who said I love you first?
Him on his chest. Let's see. Let me think on that. I think we said it together. That's both of us.
Y'all go with that?
You ask some questions back there. Yeah, I tell you right now, way back then, you think about how far along ago that was.
I know y'all don't remember that.
Look here, I'm telling you right now, when you get to be our age, you're gonna lose three things, Trina. First thing you're gonna lose is your memory. That's
memory. Oh, yes.
That's right. The second thing you're gonna lose is I'll get back with you. I can't remember what it was.
I'm gonna say my eyesight.
You know, when you say who says I love you, I think it also comes in the love of share what you do. We still try to keep that.
Yeah.
We still are romantic. We're holding on to our romance.
Yes.
As much as possible.
I got to get.
You have to have that.
My boat is leaking right now. Because that's something we used to love to do, fish. But I got a leak in my boat, and I don't want to go out there in a boat and come back in a submarine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't want y'all to get the boat fixed. Who takes longer to get dressed when y'all going somewhere?
Oh, me.
Okay. Who's the most spontaneous?
Yeah.
Really? Who is grumpier in the morning?
Him. Be honest, Dad. Be honest.
I ain't grumpy.
Y'all don't agree on that one.
See what I'm saying? But say about stuff.
Hey, do you get grumpy?
No, I don't be grumpy. I don't even be woke. You wake up, you know, I'm tell you something. One morning she woke up and said, I know you thinking this and you this and lie. It's told me a new one. I say, baby. Say what?
He said,
I say, baby. Say what? She said, what? I say, I never opened my mouth. I said, if I said anything to offend you, would you apologize for me? She was just doing this. God dog, I ain't even open my mouth.
He said we're too loud in the morning, Carly. We get it.
Who is the most stubborn?
Ooh.
Okay, y'all disagreeing on that one too. Who spends the most money?
Ooh.
Okay. Who is the bigger baby when they're sick?
I ain't no baby when I'm sick. Talking about a baby.
You a baby, Kenny, when you're sick?
No, I ain't baby at all when I'm sick. I'm hardly ever sick, for one.
Yeah, that's true. He's got a, but he.
But the last time I've been sick, and have been sick in a long time,
was the virus.
With that virus.
Yeah.
You know, but other than that, I've had surgery and doing everything after they put bandage my arm up and all that.
You'll be all right.
We've been, that's another thing, a blessing. We so far we haven't had a lot of sickness.
That's good.
A blessing, but he's still the baby. He pouts more.
It's called getting on my nerves.
He pouts more.
Who's the social butterfly?
I guess we both.
Both of y'all. So who is the messier one? Meaning, when I get up in the morning, I throw my clothes everywhere in the morning. He's okay. Y'all agree on that one?
So you putting that stuff out here on blast?
I put it all on blast.
But you need to stop.
Who stays in the shower the longest?
Oh goodness. I love shower.
Y'all take that one. That's it. Thank y'all for playing. Y'all can turn back around.
Thank you very much.
Y'all, now that's the first. A lot of y'all both thought each other.
We had a lot of
some brief thoughts on what you think, what you would tell a young couple is a way to a successful and long-lasting relationship?
What I like to tell a young couple is to be truthfully honest with one another. Be honest with one another. Honesty is always the best policy. Okay? And truly, if you telling everybody from your heart, they can understand that. They should be able to understand that. If not, then there's something wrong with them. You know, it's nothing, and something being wrong with them is nothing that you can correct. You have to pray the prayer that I used to pray a long time ago, and it helped me. I said, Lord, if you can't change her, change me, because I want to be here. Yeah. If you can't change her, then change me to be able to deal with this. Because I tell people all the time, I told a friend of mine, I said, man, you know, if I'd have killed her 30 years ago, I'd be out of jail by now. No.
He did. He did. And I was like the divorces behind that too.
She pissed me off. No, but what they used to say on that, what they used to say on the thing.
That's the real part, Trina.
Hey, but what they used to say, we still together. Remember that on the
y'all are funny.
Yeah.
So
Sheila, your thoughts?
Love one another unconditionally. Always remember that it's a give and give. There's never a take.
I like that.
In a marriage. Yeah.
I like the 100. I like that you said about the 100. I'll take that away. That is 100, and then the give and give and the honesty. I think so. We actually the couple last night we talked about that as well. They that was their suggestion, because lots of times when you go on dates or you start meeting people, they send in their representative, and it's not really who they are at the time. So honesty is a good thing.
And that thing is communication.
By being real.
Yeah,
that's another one.
You have to communicate and respect respect how the other one feels. Mm-hmm. Don't just think what you think it should be or the way it should be. That's the way that's not fair.
The compromise of it all.
You have to have a lot of compromise in there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you have to want to be with each other. It's not about, you have to want to be with each other. That's the bottom line.
We were saying, the last thing I mentioned is that we were talking about during the pandemic, what has happened as well is that some people found that they didn't like each other during the pandemic. They love each other, but they really didn't like each other.
Yeah. Yeah. You can, and but you don't stay there. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. First of all, you can't never, you say, I don't like each other, but I love you. You love each other. You say, okay, well, you can't like and love. But what all I'm saying is you just have to forgive each other. And it's got to be a love there that it's not about looking for something from the other one. Right. It's got to be an unconditional love. Yeah. No matter, I accept him even with all of his flaws, and he accepts me,
with all of your flaws,
with all of my flaws, and that's really what you have to do, because you definitely have those flaws. And the thing is, you have to admit your flaws and ask for forgiveness. You might not even openly ask for forgiveness to that mate, but you gotta ask forgiveness from God. If you ask God God forgives. And if you ask the Lord, He will help to make that whole situation right. Your whole demeanor, your whole your attitude, everything will change, because you've humbled yourself. You have to have that. If you don't have that, and you keep up that, I didn't do nothing wrong, and that
not hard for either party.
Yes, then you can't get it. Then that's not good. That's not being humble.
Not at all.
That's not having humility. Yeah. And that's what God tells us as married couple. You have to be humble to one another.
Well, I want to thank y'all, the couple that's been married for 40, how long? 45, but you was really 47 that y'all was together.
46.
46.
It was it was moving pretty fast there. Yeah.
That is so fun. And it was when I told my daddy that y'all were going to be on tonight that I was talking to him last night, and I was telling him, he said, "Oh, make sure you first tell him I said hi." And he said, "You know, they used to be neighbors." I said, "No, I didn't know that, Daddy." I said, "But I'll be sure to bring that up."
He walked past both our houses going down Rhode Island to go see your mama.
Go see my mama.
Walking on sure did.
Yeah.
That is
walking down the street.
There was like a hamburger or a cookie place, like a snack shop kind of place over there, right?
No, it was. He had two. We had two on Rhode Island. He had my Aunt Joe, was my grandmother's sister.
Maybe that's because I have memories of that.
Then you also had on the Haven. You had Miss Spencer. She had a hamburger shop there, right? One door off the Rhode Island.
Well, I have the Big Man cookies. I have memories of the store with the
big
man cookies. Yes. It's funny how you have these little pieces of memory when you're young that comes to you later.
Chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah.
And when I say pick me up, I know Mamie. I think Kenny. I was going to a daycare, and I remember being picked up. Those little things come to my mind sometimes, but. Anyway, I want to thank y'all so much for joining me and being my seasoned couple that gave us so many good gems. I really appreciate that. This helps me too. But hopefully it'll help someone else. So
we sure do appreciate that.
I sure appreciate you coming
I
on.
like you. You's a good gal.
I'm a good gal. I try.
And I was just getting ready to tell you, thank you for this date night. This is a good date night.
Oh, yes. So that's the second thing, because the newlywed couple I had, it was actually their 4th anniversary on the night. We didn't even know it until the night they were on. So yeah, I did 2 good things. But anyway, y'all, bye. And tell everybody else. Bye.
Thank you, Kenny and Sheila, for sharing your love story with us on Chat with Trina today. It was really fun. And guys, I want to also thank you so much for those awesome gems of advice that you left for everyone in regards to marriage, relationships, and family. Thank you. Guys, don't forget to go to youtube.com/chatwithtrina, subscribe, like, comment, and make sure you share. And then click the little bell so you can be notified when I upload a new video. Thanks for watching.